What up?
What's up, boys and girls?
How you doing?
How was your day?
It was pretty good. It's going great. This is Oluchi.
And I'm Ricky J. Rose.
This is our trifecta, and let's just get it started with how was your week?
Man, my week was cold and snowy. It's this weather's been some shit.
Snowed in?
Yeah, that first snow day was jive rough. You know, you had to shovel, then it snowed again, and you shoveled again.
I don't know that life.
Yeah,
because I just let everybody else do it.
I mean, well, yeah. You know, then you see the community trying to help each other, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it can get dicey with them parking spaces.
Yes, because let me tell you, so, you know, we got dug out or whatever, and I need to go somewhere. But, like, my husband was, like, strategically trying to get me to go at a certain time. Like, you know, I can stand out there while you just run to the store real quick because, you know, you don't want to come back and somebody then got the first parking spot or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, is it that serious out here? I don't know because I don't dig out spots. I
seen somebody put a crate in a parking space, and it was to be understood that when they came back, that crate should still be there. Like, I mean, that's some real shit. Like, I mean, you know, there's snow etiquette. Like, if you don't dig out a spot and you just pull up into somewhere and you see it, like, in my eyes, you shouldn't park there.
So you should do what then? Like park in the snow?
Or get the shoveling. Or, I mean, if that's your community, like if you live in an apartment complex and, you know, you shovel your car out, to me, that's deemed your spot. You know what I'm saying?
I do agree.
Yeah.
But like, so I went to Atlantic City yesterday in the snow. We won't even go there because I wanted to talk about how black people don't be on time for nothing. But anyway, I got back real late and I was just like, oh, am I supposed to like take this shovel out of the... It's midnight. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's not coming out the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I parked in somebody's parking spot. My bad. Sorry. Oops.
Yeah, that was...
Don't scratch my shit up.
Yeah, they definitely... Yeah. I mean, I feel like when you do that, you open to a flat tire or anything. Like,
nah, don't do me.
I mean, you don't want to be done, but, you know, you did somebody. Hey. Somebody came out like, this motherfucker.
It was midnight. I mean, doesn't anything go after 10 o'clock? After 10 p.m.?
They probably made that 7-Eleven run.
Home, right. If you ain't home, that's your bad. You know what I mean? That's your bad. Sorry. Sorry, but thank you, because that was godsend, that parking spot I got. It was like one, just chilling right by the house. Thank God.
So, yeah, you know.
Yeah. But anywho, I have our little Black History, you know, tidbit for today because we was lacking last week. We were just winging it. So Robert Sadler is, you know, an African-American who was actually born in 1911 and unfortunately was sold into slavery. And, you know, if all you guys know, slavery ended in 1800s.
Right.
But he was, his father actually sold him and his two sisters into slavery once his mother died. And he wasn't emancipated for like 14 to 15 more years. And then he traveled around the, northern U.S. Just telling the story, he became really involved with the church and Jesus Christ. And he died, I believe, in 1986. Mm-hmm. And what's scary is for him to have been sold into slavery, you know, in the 1900s, and he ran away, and that's the only reason why he actually was, you know, emancipated.
Right.
It's scary to see, like, who else was in bondage at this time. If, you know, people ain't really walking around now, you know, shackled up that we don't know about.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we just want to give a shout out to him for breaking free and, you know, living a good old life into old age.
Yeah. Damn. I was born in when he passed. Like, that's crazy that he was actually a slave.
I know, right? Well, he wasn't a slave when you were born, though.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he was, you know,
he was
he could have told me
actually,
about,
right.
you know, how it was to be a slave. I'd have been
Which
a baby.
Is scary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
That's real scary. You know what I mean? So I always tell people, stop acting like you got all these rights. You know what I mean? Because you only 2 laws away from picking cotton again. You know what I mean? So with that being said, the good old segue, our current event for today is the Micheal Dunn trial. So just for those of you who probably weren't following it, I'll give you a little background on it. In 2012, there were 4 teenage boys at a gas station in a suburban truck, and they were listening to some loud music. And Micheal Dunn, which is a middle-aged white male, and his fiance pulled up as well. She went into the store. They were playing their music really loud, and apparently Micheal Dunn asked them to turn their music down. They turned it down, but then Jordan Davis was in the back. Apparently he got really irate about somebody asking him to turn his music down, and allegedly reached down. First he was saying, "I'm gonna kill you, bitch. We gonna get it started tonight," or one of those. You know what I mean? And he reached down and Micheal Dunn felt like his life was in danger. He reached down and got something. This is where it gets real.
He reached down in the back of the Suburban?
Yeah, and apparently this is where it gets real sketchy. He reaches down, and then the window is down in the back, and and it looks like he has a barrel outside of the vehicle, which is supposed to be the alleged shotgun. And then in between that time, he gets out of the vehicle and tries to approach Micheal Dunn, but Micheal Dunn reaches in his glove compartment, takes his gun out, shoots through the car into the door of the Suburban, shoots like 5 rounds, I believe, 5 or 6 rounds. And then, so, obviously the Suburban pulls off like, I don't know what just happened. And as they circle out of the gas station, Micheal Dunn then shoots 3 to 4 more times at the back of the vehicle. 3 minutes later, the Suburban comes back. Micheal Dunn leaves or whatever. He goes to his hotel room. Mind you, at no point has he called the cops. Goes back to the hotel, orders a pizza, watches some movies, checks out the next day, calls his government working friend in law enforcement. They have a conversation, which apparently it's not about, I just shot some people. And then the police call him the next day, and that's how he gets caught up. So I watched the trial.
Now, hold on. Now, you may listening. Was anybody injured? Did he shoot people?
Yes. Micheal Dunn, I mean, not Micheal Dunn, Jordan Davis died.
He died.
Yeah,
Did they know he died from the first round, or was it like when they was peeling off and he was still?
Well, from what I gathered, it was when he shot through his window into the truck, because Jordan Davis died in the truck from those gunshot wounds that hit the truck on the side.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So he dies or whatever, and the other 3 boys or whatever, they're still living. So, it's this whole stand your ground law. He felt as though his life was in imminent danger. But there are so many things so wrong here to me. And the first is, let's just go back. So he is not found guilty, I guess, of first-degree murder, because that's premeditated. But what he is found guilty of is attempted murder when he shoots back at the vehicle once they leave.
Right.
So it's attempted murder of those other 3 kids, but he's not found guilty of murder for the one he actually killed. And so I've been reading a lot of comments on Facebook and Twitter, and one that kind of is kind of crazy to me is people do compare, like, murder is murder. Why are black people so up in arms about when white people kill black people, but they're not up in arms when black people kill black people? Which I do totally understand. I think murder is murder. You know what I mean? You killing is wrong in any race.
Right.
However, the issue here is that the law is to me, in my opinion, is saying that it is okay if a white man feels like he's in whatever danger in his mind that is. It's okay to kill a black person. You know what I mean? A black boy. And it's okay. Because guess what? That would not be the same thing if
this black man
it was a black man was shooting at a little teenage white boy.
In a Jeep.
Yes. And I challenge whoever is listening who disagrees to find me that case where that black man or that black woman shoots some little white girl or some little white boy because of self-defense, and she got off. And they're not on drugs. These white people ain't on drugs. They don't got no criminal records. You know what I mean? Right. They just average teenagers, because they're not going to be depicted as gangsters. The Thug Music trial, it's not saying the Micheal Dunn trial. It's these kids are on trial, the loud music trial. Why do others feel entitled, you know what I'm saying, to tell you to turn the music down? You know what I mean? Like, dude that work at Chevron didn't come out and say, hi guys, I can't even open my cash register and think clearly because y'all music is too loud. Now he's entitled to tell me to turn my music down because he works there.
Right.
But I'm pulled up, chilling, trying to go get some cigarillos or whatever the hell they was buying, you know what I mean? And you pull up to go get some cheap ass wine from the gas station and you tell me to turn my music down. To me, you're starting a confrontation. You're not entitled to ask me. You know what I mean? What makes you think that I have to turn it down because you asked me to? In any kind of way.
Well, let me just say this: if you're with your wife, and I'm not saying he was right, but I do believe that you have a right to me to say, "Hey, would you mind? Would you mind?" That's what I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna say, "Would you mind turning that down?" If it's vulgar, then yes. Let me ask you a question: if you're at the movie theater and somebody is clearly talking, do you feel like you have the right to say something to them?
It depends.
On what?
It just depends on the whole situation.
The situation is they're talking and you want to enjoy the movie.
No, but it could be an emergency and they're talking on their phone.
No. They're just commentating the movie.
Well, that's what happens when you go to the movie. You don't go to them type of movies then. I don't go to the movies when it first comes out because all them niggas is in the movies. Yeah. So what I'm going to tell everybody to shut the hell up? Like, you have to think further ahead in what's going to happen when you ask these questions because you can't control what somebody else does. And had I just never said anything in the first place, I wouldn't be shot the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel as though sometimes you got to think ahead. What could potentially happen? Could I potentially die from this? You know what I mean? And unfortunately, we're at a gas station. We're not at the movies. We're not in close proximity.
Well, obviously, another thing. Well, probably going to his mind, he already know he got a gun. So he thinking
Which is crazy to me.
And what state is this happening in? Where's this happening at?
You know where it's happening.
It's in Florida.
Yes.
All right.
Good old Florida.
All right. So in your mind, you thinking, well, I'm asking them to cut the music down. If they get rowdy, I know I'm strapped up. It could be, in his thought process, like, if it goes all the way wrong, I feel like I may have an upper hand.
Clearly you did because nobody had a weapon. Let me go there. Nobody, whatever barrel or whatever.
But that's allegedly too, though.
But in court he says, it could have been a stick. They found no weapons near the premises. Like they circled around on the tape within 3 minutes of being shot.
Oh, for real?
They looked all over the area for weapons. There were no weapons. There were never any casings of another gun. So you tell me 4 niggas with a shotgun or any type of gun, you bust 4 times and then you bust 3 more times. You don't think nobody gonna get 1 shot off? 3 dudes with a gun? Nobody gets 1 shot off.
There wasn't no videotape at the gas station?
I can't confirm or deny that.
Yeah, they probably don't want to see that.
But it's all shady, is what I'm saying. And it all makes me believe that your life is worthless. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just be killed for whatever. If I feel whatever danger, because danger is relative to some people. You getting out of the car saying, bitch, you're gonna die tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, that with no weapon. I'm confused. You know what I mean? I'm more confused than anything. Like, cause I'm an old ass man. I'm way bigger than you. I'm not about to die tonight. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But if a girl says it to me, bitch, you about to die tonight. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me, boo. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's sad for you. I don't have any sons technically. Mm-hmm. But it bothers me that my stepson could go outside and be playing or whatever, and somebody could walk up to him at any point and say, why are you on the sidewalk? Where do you live? And he got to, really answer that. You know what I mean?
True.
I live right here. Why do I have to tell you that? This is not your sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? He could potentially be shot just for saying, please stop talking to me. I can't talk to strangers. And that's how I feel. And if cases keep going on like this, please believe that it'll get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They'll get comfortable with,
So you don't agree with that? You feel like that was justifiable homicide?
This is what I feel like.
I feel like that's what you think.
I don't feel it was justifiable. I'm not saying. Well, I'm just saying. I'm going to insert myself into this man's situation. Like I said, I don't know the facts. I'm just now hearing about this from her. I've been seeing the postings on social networks, but I know how y'all like to run to the propaganda. So I try to like ignore this shit for real. But all I'm saying is, if I'm with my wife, and let's say I do ask you to turn that down, you know what I'm saying, because it's loud, or I'm with my child, because if I'm with my child and you cussing loud, I'm gonna ask you to
tone it down,
to muff that shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Are you gonna say it like that?
If I have to, it all depends on how I feel like you may receive it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think ahead of, all right. So if I ask you to, and you be like bitch and all, listen, you start calling me out my names in front of my peoples, now
you have to react.
She giving me the eye like, you gonna let this nigga talk to you like this? Possibly.
Let me just say that Miss Fiance was in the store the whole entire time.
Oh shit.
She was already in the store.
Damn, okay. I'm thinking she was like eyeballing the whole situation. Like
when she came outside, she was confused because she was like, "What just happened?"
Oh yeah, that hurts right there.
Yeah, let's put that into perspective too.
Okay, see, I didn't know that part.
Boo Boo was already in the store getting her little wine and her cigarettes. So
yeah, I mean, but like you said, it's so many variables in that. You talking to Suburban, and like, man, it's that's a bad look. You know what I'm saying? Like.
It's just like you gotta pick your battles is all I'm saying. And I know that as a man, you gotta protect what like I respect if you pull up with your daughter and everybody laughing and cussing and smoking and doing whatever. And you're like, hey, my daughter right here. Can you please chill? Hopefully somebody will respect where you coming from and be like, my bad, my fault. Let me turn the music down. However, they also have the right to say, nigga, fuck you.
They do. But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Had it been an elder black man asked them to turn their music down, do you think they would have reacted the same way?
That's a good question. They
might have been like, fuck this white man. Who do you think he's talking to? You know what I'm saying?
Because of that entitlement factor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that is a good question. I would hope that what's funny is they turned the music down when he asked.
But was it to turn it down to say, bitch, who was you talking to?
The dude, because he asked the dude in the front seat, and the dude in the front seat just turned it down.
Oh, okay.
But, 4 dudes in the car, like, why somebody in the back, like, why you gotta turn the music down? I can see it going left real fast. Like, this cracker can't say, blah, 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 blah. I can see that going down. And then people being like, man, chill out, just chill out. We're at the gas station. Calm down. But I would hope that if my father asked somebody to turn your music down real fast, that you would just do it and he ain't got to get the busing. But I'm pretty sure my dad's not strapped walking around at the gas station coming from a wedding. Because he was coming from a wedding, just stopping to get some wine and some Marlboros, I'm sure. And my daddy, I'm hoping, wouldn't be strapped. Because that's probably a whole another issue. He probably would have been going to jail for that gun, too.
Yeah, right. I mean?
So I just fear what could happen. I think people think these are like isolated incidents, but this is the law in some places. And it challenged me to look up laws for stand your ground in different states. And I had a conversation with a white guy that I know, and he gave me the information to look up the laws for justifiable homicide, like in Louisiana, because that's where I'm originally from. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty much like, if I say it's stand your ground and it's justifiable, you can't tell me that's not what it was if that's what I say it is, pretty much.
Right, it's how I felt.
Yeah, and so I asked him can you find a case where it was black people? And we did read about a case where a girl was kidnapped by her boyfriend and the police weren't looking for her. Nobody was giving a damn. So the family took it in their own hands to go searching for her. When they did find her, he was physically like stabbing her as they like broke in the house and they double tapped that head up. Nobody goes to jail. Clearly, somebody's stabbing somebody. You know what I mean? So they are clearly in imminent danger, and I think that nobody should go to jail. But all these people were black. There was no white people. So that's what I'm saying is, where is it when when we kill white people and it's okay?
Yeah,
and that's all I'm just trying to say. And if somebody can find it, it's not like I'm like pro-black, I hate white people, because that's not the case. Just show me where it's fair. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find me some cases where some black people kill some white people, but they in jail, though. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
The last thing you on earth you want to mess with is a white woman. There will be an Amber Alert out tomorrow.
Everybody getting locked up. You can't
even kidnap a white girl in Mexico. Like, in any parts of the world, white women are off limits.
And don't let her have no blue eyes and no blonde hair. So that's all I'm saying is, like, you could be standing at the bus stop and you going to jail. Everybody's coming in for questioning. Yeah. And the car just drove past the bus stop. So I'm just saying, like, really look into your laws where you live and understand them, because that could really be you. You know what I mean? And please believe, if it does happen to you, and I'm not wishing that on nobody, that you're going to be painted to be the criminal and the person, the perpetrator, the aggressor. It's not going to be them.
Mm-hmm. You got to disprove how nonviolent you are.
But you're dead. Yeah. But you're shot up and dead. So everybody has to rally for you while this person walks free, laughing in court, smiling, blah, 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 making these lies up. So I'm just saying, like, this could be somebody, your brother, your daddy, your whatever. So I feel like you should take it more seriously than just, oh, that's in Florida. I ain't going to Florida. I ain't done it. These laws probably are in your state too, is all I'm saying. So
I got a question. V-Day passed. So you said you was in AC.
I was.
Was you in AC with your peoples?
No, the ongoing joke is I must be the side piece, because I was with my peoples, but not my hubby. So it was a family trip. Yeah, it was a family trip. We're doing a fundraiser for our family reunion.
Okay.
So I went, hubby had to work.
When you say fundraising, like, are you like in the casino fundraising?
The whole orchestrated trip was the fundraiser. So, like, you paying the money to get on the bus and all of that was the fundraiser. Anywho, so no, we did not. But I told you how we are about Valentine's Day.
Right, I understand. Series,
so,
but I'm thinking you might have changed up, because you went to AC, and I think I might have saw a pic somewhere, of you at somewhere having fun. With some people.
I was.
Right.
But did you see him in the picture?
I did not. I was hoping that he took the picture. I was like, oh, shit.
I'm with another couple.
Yeah. Right, because I'm like, oh, they double dating it. You know what I'm saying? But I hope he was at home.
Yeah, chilling. And shout out to AC, because I'll be there next weekend again for Yeezus.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Yeah. So, I'm mad that I missed Jesus and Be More. Like,
and I think they was like giving away tickets.
Like, and I would have gladly taken one. Like, I just happened to be on the news feed. I'm like, why people talking about Jesus tonight? I'm like, wasn't he just here? Then I see the shit. Yeah, I'm like, oh shit.
Well, if you can come up next Saturday, I got that hook when we go offline.
All right.
That hookup.
Oh yeah, I might be there then, cause
the hook up.
I ain't do nothing for V-Day. I don't celebrate, but I just happened to stumble into the movie theater, as I probably shouldn't have, and
right,
and seeing that about last night. Talking about wacky shit, man. Like,
don't say that, because we're celebrating our V-Day today.
oh, don't do that. You better go see RoboCop or something.
No, I heard that's up.
Okay, well, that about last night. I mean, like, I respect that it was a, kind of like a positive black comedy romance, but the shit was just like, it could have ended 45 minutes sooner to me. Like, that's how ready I was to go. Like, and then I slipped up and called a 12:30 show. Because I'm like, I ain't got nothing, and then it was like Negro City packed, you know what I'm saying?
But you probably go to the Negro City theaters.
Only because it just happened to be closed. Normally I go to, I've been going to St. Charles.
But I knew Negro City?
No, St. Charles. Well, you know why? It's not Negro City.
All the niggas moved down there.
But you have to be like proactive. Like, you have to go online and buy your ticket. And Negro's not really doing that. Not the core ones.
Oh, okay.
I would happen to be in a theater where it's always a few people that just think they funnier than the movie. So they got to be extra loud and,
Oh, that's where that stemmed from. What if you in the movies and people talking about? See, I don't go to those movies. I go north.
Yeah.
Because, I don't. St. Charles is way below single digits. You know what I mean? You got to get off on a single digit and go way more south. So I don't go. I
mean, shout out to Kevin. He's doing big things with that jump.
But is he not over publicized and overdoing it?
I mean, because you got to look at what, in my eyes, white people love to see Kevin Hart because to me, he's a new age Sambo. He's like, really? Black fainted pace with white lips, like, tap dancing. He's just over the top with his,
shenanigans and
yes, and they love that type of shit. So,
but was Martin not over the top? Like, I feel like in every decade, it's one.
It's one. Yeah. I mean? To me, Martin sold out when he started putting on dresses.
I
don't like men. I don't watch anything where a black man put on a dress.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he was that of the '90s. He was the Kevin Hart of the '90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't think that Dave Chappelle ever sold out?
Nah.
Why is that?
Because Dave ain't never put no dress on.
Oh, so...
And Dave said, I'm not going to put no dress on.
So Kevin hasn't sold out yet?
He hasn't sold out in the sense of, being effeminate. But to me, he's just over the top with his, like... I mean, I respect his hustle funny. Because, he's all over everything, go
you
see this.
You gotta get it while you gotta get it.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing. Like, he's going to milk it. You know what I'm saying? He getting his in.
It's just so much. Like, I remember... I don't even want to go back like Soul Plane because he wasn't really that funny, but like when he first started getting funny, and he wasn't always yelling or being all loud
with the extra faces and all that.
And now it's just like over, like, what are you saying? Like sometimes I don't even understand like what just happened. Turn that, nigga, turn that. I was like, whoa. You are on 10.
And the whole thing, the nigga, he been out for a very long time making movies. Like I was watching something and he was like, matter of fact, it was Along Came Polly.
He was in Along Came Polly?
He was the guy that was the one that just passed. Richard Seymour.
Who that?
Or Philip Seymour.
Oh, okay. I was like, who that?
Yeah, the one that was fake had E Hollywood following foot. Kevin Hart was like the guy holding the the microphone thing.
So he was nobody.
He was a nobody, but he was in the joint. I'm like, he was regular. But
now nigga famous.
Yeah, now he.
So now you've just fucked up the rest of my evening. Right? Now I'm gonna go say it because
it's the black thing to do.
Yeah,
you got to do it.
Because I said, like, let me just tell you, I'm low budget, obviously. So I even was like, well, we could do either or. We don't even got to do both. You know what I'm saying? You want to go to the movies or you want to go out to eat? And I was like, really hoping that he would be like, let's just go out to eat. This fool says, let's just go to the movies and see that Kevin Hart movie.
Well,
I'm still gonna be hungry.
If you want a tip, I can give you a tip on how to save something on a movie ticket.
Oh no! What's the tip?
The tip is, I shouldn't even tell all y'all because y'all
is it buy the afternoon ticket online and just,
no?
Oh, okay.
No, it's well, see, me when I go to the movie theater, I normally 98% of the time I go by myself, but on that rare occasion that I actually go with somebody, I always make sure I ask for the receipt. You know what I'm saying? I need my receipt. So it was funny. I took this one girl. We went on a date. So I asked for the receipt. So she was like, "Hold up, should I be insulted that you probably going to use this as a tax write-off?" I'm like, "No, it's not about that." So when we get to the where they take your tickets at, I always put the one ticket on top and the receipt at the bottom, and I keep the other one, right? So when he takes it, like these guys make minimum wage. Like, you are never going to have somebody thumbing through all the tickets. They're not going to do that. They're going to take it, rip it, and have it, on your way. So when she seen what I done, she was like, now I don't know which one is worse. You know what I'm saying?
So you went and got a refund for the other ticket?
No, I don't get a refund. I use that for the next time I go. Because, and part two to that is, you tell them what you're going to see. They are never going to be like, studying it like...
no, actually, you're going to see this movie. No,
yeah, right. So
they do if you're going to see like Iron Man 3 on the day they come out. They be studying the shit out of them tickets.
Telling you.
You know that long line, like the 10 p.m. line, the 8 p.m. line? I'd be like, oh, y'all real serious.
If you have a family of like 4 and 5...
Oh, yeah.
If you buy 5 tickets, you are retarded.
Oh, I mean, I'm not even going to lie... Because I have a large family.
Yeah.
I do. But, if we all bought the right tickets, it would be like $80 to go to the movie.
That's why you can't do that.
So we just buy all kid tickets.
I mean, I would buy 3 kid ticket and all 6 of us is going in on this. Because Because they're going to rip it and pass it along.
But I always do buy it at the machine, and then I buy like 3 kids tickets. No, I buy all the kids tickets, and then I'm just like, here you go.
Yeah,
thanks,
right.
Bye. Are we going to jail? Like,
I normally don't tell my secret, especially over the air, but I love y'all.
Little Valentine's Day gym.
Yeah, save a little money, you know what I'm saying?
But let me just say that me picking either or was not to save money. It was just to save time because, I'd be all over the place. So I was like, oh, we got to go pick up these kids. We got to go grocery shopping. We got to do this. So, like, we just tried to fit something special in there. And I was like, we don't have to do both. It takes up too much fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We can eat dinner at home.
Yeah. Just don't eat at the movie theater.
But I eat in the movie theater sometimes.
Yeah.
But it used to be at AMC. You could bring whatever you wanted to in there. People didn't know
AMC
that.
Rivertown?
No, just AMCs. Because I definitely stopped going there when I was 17.
There was a nigga in Rivertown one time eating some Popeyes next to me.
Man, I had like some lemon pepper wings one time going to town.
Oh, because they turned the AC right next door? Yeah.
But you could do that. But anyway, so you had a topic of the day that you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, I do. A good friend of mine, he asked me a question because I have a daughter. And he said, if your daughter was married to a man who was absolutely taking care of her, doing right, providing, being a good guy, but, he slipped up one time on her, meaning he cheated, and she found out. He said, would you advise her to leave him? Or how would you play the hand? And it really made me think it's my daughter. I love her and I'm always wanted the best for her. But I'm like, is cheating really, something to throw a relationship away over? You know what I'm saying?
And an even better question probably is, would you allow your daughter to marry or date a version of you?
I would say yes. I mean,
she ain't getting no V-Day gifts, no nothing.
But she gotta understand that stuff's not important though.
It's really not.
Yeah, it's really not. So I want her to see the foundation of what really is what really makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? And I really want her to be able to make herself happy. You know what I'm saying?
First and foremost,
right. You can't offer if you unhappy. But to his question, I'm like, shit. I probably would tell her don't let him off on a slap on the wrist, but you need to jog go back home.
So like if she showed up at your door, her bags packed, you gonna let her in, but you gonna be like, don't unpack that.
Yeah, you going back. You gotta go back. Now if he just continuously do it, like my man said, you just can't be sloppy. So are you gonna have a conversation with him at any point, or is that just it's not your business? It's not really my business, but if it happens, then I'm like, man, you need to cover your tracks better. You need to do better.
But you're not gonna slap this nigga though.
Nah, not over cheating. Only if he put his hands on her. But anything else, I'm like, a man gonna be a man. You can't be ignorant. And all I gotta do to tell her is,
you gotta be smarter.
You gotta be, you gotta be smarter.
That's crazy.
So I mean, you have a daughter. What would you tell her?
My daughter's light skinned. So that is just a joke. That is just a joke. But yeah, it depends really on the circumstances, because I really, as a married woman, I really feel like you have to dig deeper into what the cheating situation is, because some people aren't just out here being hoes and cheating with different females. Some people are just lacking what you ain't doing. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. And that's their escape. And I feel like she would, depending on the situation, she would probably need to look at some things in her relationship to try to make those things better. But if, like you say, like he out here just doing the most, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at the mall and I see this nigga buying some other bitch some shit.
Yeah.
He out and about, then yeah, it's gonna be a problem. But I wouldn't just tell her like, you can't unpack your bags here. I probably would be like, I'm gonna give you some time to figure out what you want to, what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, I can't make you happy in your relationship by telling, to go back or whatever. But it's hard out here, girl.
Right.
And the nigga taking care of you. Me and
Now
Pops
if he's like a liability in your life,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He's not adding nothing but some stress. Then yeah, kick his ass to the curb. But you know.
But if you like really being taken care of and you're
like, let's say we see. I mean, well, it's kind of hard to say J and B because you know she has so much of herself. But if Jay went out and got his dick wet, like, should he not be should she not chalk that off?
Because I don't want to sit here and say that cheating is okay.
Because she don't want to get that green light at home.
Cheating is not okay. Let me say that.
Cheating is not okay, but all I'm saying is it's not the end all be all.
Yeah, I have a different relationship than I see with with my husband than most other people. So am I giving him the green light to cheat? Absolutely not. But given our relationship, if he cheated on me, I don't think I would go anywhere, only because if he was happy, like if he wanted to leave me for somebody, I would be happy for him. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Because like I love him that much that I don't want him to be unhappy with me and seeing somebody else. You know what I mean? Be happy with her. You know what I mean? I would be hurt, but I'm not telling him to go out here and find better happiness either. You know what I'm saying? But so I would want to instill that in my child that like, if he's truly unhappy and he made a mistake and y'all just grew in different lanes, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Let that man go be happy with whoever he really gonna be happy with, so therefore you can really find some happiness. But if he just accidentally slipped up and he's really remorseful for what happened, okay, let's keep it moving. You know what I mean? Let's get y'all some counseling or whatever.
Yeah.
And let's keep it moving. But if he about to be having kids by these bitches and all that, yeah, then
another thing, like if he was having like an affair. Like cheating and having an affair are two different things.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like if you having an affair, then you might have to like, reevaluate some shit. Because this nigga might be in love with somebody. But if it's just, I want to hump something.
Yeah. Then once. I went to Vegas that one damn time and got caught up in some photos and yikes.
They hit the Prince Harry on me.
But if he happened to be in Mary Jane and he's sleeping at her house 2 days a week and he's sleeping at your house the other days and all of that, he talking about leaving you and girl, let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
don't be bartering with your life like that. Yeah, don't do that. That's crazy. So if you had a son and it was vice versa and little mama is out here doing it big.
Oh nah. If your woman's cheating on you, you got to run for the hills.
Why is it so different?
It's complete. I ask myself that. I don't know why. But if my woman cheats on me, she might, and I find out, like, in my mind, all women are slick. And all women do something that I'm not going to like. I know this.
I mean, but that's anybody. Anybody's going to do something you don't like.
But this is the thing. Men, if you put out a vibe to a man, he is going to jump 98% of the time. This shit's a little harder for us, we got to, like you said, we got to play work husband for a long time.
Whatever.
We got to do a lot of shit to work up for you to, want to join our team. But, if you put that thing out in the air, he going.
What is put that thing out in the air? Because, like, I'm flirtatious by nature. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that
if you flirt with me, you like me. That's the simplest plain.
And I don't flirt with you.
No, I'm just saying hypothetically, yeah. If a woman flirt with me, then I automatically, I think most women like me anyway. Just off top.
So that's the problem.
But it's not though. But if they start flirting with me, giving me extra smiles, oh, you want this deed.
No. See what I'm saying? And I won't even say flirtatious by nature, but just I'm friendly. You know what I mean? I guess that's the right term. Let me put that out there before I go home and get my ass whipped. I'm just friendly. So I think that men, because y'all think everybody wants y'all, think that that's flirting or that we want the deed. Because just because I might spark up a conversation or smile, it's not like, so what you doing after this? You know what I mean?
Because if you smile and initiate a conversation, let's get out of here now. I'm on my white boy shit then. Let's get out of here.
Does that work?
I never done that before.
You should try it. Tell me how.
Man, listen. My homie had said that a long time. I think he might have saw a movie or something, man. He was just like, man, I'm gonna just say that shit. Like, man, let's get out of here. That shit don't work in the black community. You can't say that at Jasper's.
Not even at Jasper's?
Not even at Jasper's.
Not the CFE?
Nah. I never stepped foot in the CFE.
Don't.
But at Jasper's.
Closed now anyway.
Yeah, but at Jasper's, you might be able to
swing outward.
The game room, it works at the game room.
Where the hell is the game room?
Off 210.
No. See, that's
a little Indian. It's like off NEA Highway.
That's single digits, single digit exits. I don't know those.
But nah, if your lady cheating, fellas, and you find out, because she should have been able to cover it up. Because men don't naturally think their women are cheating. Or I'm gonna say most men. So I'm never gonna think my woman is cheating on me.
But you be lurking, so you do, right?
Well, yeah, in a sense. Now that I'm older, I think I'm the shits. You're like, you won. You got me. What else you need? So if you cheating, I found out because you was just like completely disrespectful.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's okay for you.
Yeah, because I'm a little more stupid with mine. Like I might get caught up,
And so if you left her with all your being, you couldn't forgive her for that one indiscretion, even if she explained, like, not that her cheating can be your fault and vice versa, but like, you was frying them chicken wings from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. for 3 months, my nigga. Like, and I kept saying, I'm really lonely. Can you get somebody else to work? Can you do this? Blah, 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 blah. So that one itch I need to scratch, somebody scratched it for me, and I fucked up.
That thing ain't never gonna be the same. Like, certain guys, like,
that's crazy.
If I love the woman and we end it and she has gotten with another guy, she is tainted to me. We are never going back.
That's why you fucked up now.
Yeah, probably. I got too many mental issues.
You do. But I mean, the people still love you out here, so.
And on to the email.
Right. So the email was more of a text conversation that I was having. So I know someone whose father has been incarcerated for more than half their life, but they have kept in touch with their father. They have as much of a relationship as they can with their father. Mm-hmm. And their father will be getting out of prison soon, and I believe requested to stay with her and her family, and she's now married with children. And I think that maybe her husband not that he has a problem with it, but it's just a concern. Like, you, even though you have a relationship with your father, you pretty much don't know him for real. You know what I mean? Because he's been incarcerated for half your life. And then we do have children. So I guess the question is, like, how do you even handle that situation? And my opinion on it, if it was me, I feel like at the end of the day, you have to take care of your home first. And if you're that type of wife where your husband leads, I will let my husband lead our family. That's an executive decision. That is my father, don't get me wrong. And I'm going to help my father, assimilate back into the real world with whatever I can, with whatever resources that I can provide. But if my husband doesn't want my father to stay there, then that's something that, I wouldn't cross that ground, because I feel like that could whoop you in the ass on the end part too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because when he ready for somebody to stay that might be messed up, that you absolutely don't want to say, it's going down. You know what I mean? And that can mess with your marriage. And I feel like your marriage is the most important thing. But your father does need that support, and you don't want to see him, you don't want to shun him or whatever, and he ends up back where he started.
Yeah, well, see, that's why, to me, you have to get with people who are like you. You need logical people in your life to deal with. And that's why, I always try to keep myself around. So if I had a woman and that was a situation, like if she felt like she wanted her pops to come stay with us, I would be all for it, because, like you say, I do know how it is. Like when they come home to a brand new world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
2 decades, shit has changed drastically.
And more so now in these 2 decades than any other decades, right, because
there has been a huge leap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would, and then, because if he gets out on the street, all he can go back to what he knew.
Right.
Now, let's say it would depend on the crime. Now, if he was out selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? That's just what they did back then, you know what I'm saying? But if he was like some master rapist, convict killer, then not. But, just off some burglary and some B&Es and, I'm going to let him come live with us, Plus, he's going to be able to, even if I got kids, he's going to be able to really give them a a bridge to why you don't want to do wrong
right.
to your parents and your society and your community, because you can end up like me, wasting so much of my life. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, yeah, let old man come.
I mean, I would want to, because obviously she wants to.
Right.
But if my husband was like, nah, if your wife was like, nah,
yeah.
Usually when your wife is like, nah, shit is not happening. You know what I'm saying? And if you force something to happen and when wifey say, nah, it's going to be all types of issues popping off in the house. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, what would you think be a reason a husband might say no?
Because at the end of the day, like, I don't know this nigga. You know what I mean? And I don't know why. Let me just make that clear. I don't know why he's saying no. It's probably because, nigga, your daddy been in jail for 25 years. And as much as you think you may know him, you technically don't know him. You know what I mean? You know what he writes in letters. And jail daddy and real daddy might be two different types of daddies. So you have to protect, at the end of the day, you got to protect your children and your family. And if that's what he's doing, I respect that. Now, would I like it if I was her? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? And I probably would, dig a little deeper, ask a little more questions to try to like soothe him into being comfortable. Even if it was like, let's have a plan that he stays here X amount of days. And if he doesn't have these things in place in this amount of time, then he got to kick rocks or whatever. We'll have to get him into this program or a half house, way house or whatever. But like, I wouldn't have you meet me halfway is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Like, you don't have to say he can stay here for the rest of his days. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy. But if you're like, let's give him 6 months to see what he could do.
Right.
Let's get him into some programs. If she's willing to take him to some interviews when she has time, or she's willing to take him to some, community organizations to get him into some classes, so that he could educate himself. He has to meet them too. Right. And if he could prove to my husband that he's trying and he don't hit that down and out, you know what I mean, prison talk, because I'm sure he will at some point, because you've been incarcerated for 20 something
Don't
years.
walk up behind him.
Shut up. Don't do that. But because like everything is going to hit him so hard, because you only can go by what you know on TV or what people write to you. And I actually ran into someone back in my wild and crazy days. I used to ride the Greyhound bus, and we stopped at a prison to pick people up, right, in Texas. And back in, you don't really think shit out. I'm sitting next to this dude who just got out of prison. I mean, wrapping him up.
And the only thing on his mind is,
this girl got these big ass titties.
I want in.
And he was old as shit. And he was like, pretty much saying that he had been in there for like 25 years for like selling crack or something crazy. And he was just like, the things he was saying, like, do you think I could dial up on your phone or something crazy? And I like shot out my cell phone, and he was like touching it weird and just those little things. And I mean, he had on like socks and like slippers. I mean, it was just so much I was showing him, and technology wasn't even that banging at the time. Right. You know what I mean? There was no Facebook or whatever. He was like so fascinated. So can you imagine her father coming home and being like, I'm going to go put in an application at A, B, and C. And you're like, no, you just do it on email.
Yeah. Damn.
You have to have a resume. Remember when you could just go fill out an application? You go somewhere today and say, oh, do you have an application? They're going to look at you
like you stupid. Real
crazy. So that's right. Probably the time when he was out living that he was like, oh, I'm gonna go get a job. You ain't got no resume. You ain't got no computer skills.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed that Greyhound will have civilians coming home with these just homies.
Man, and I rode all the way from Texas to Atlanta.
You might should have gave that man a hand job though. You might have owed him just cause.
I was good. Then after a while, like when it started getting dark on the bus, I was like, oh my God. I'm sitting next to somebody who just got out of prison.
But it's crazy how circumstances drive perception. Now let's say that same guy, that same family, whoever his family is, their father was coming home from, he was in a war held captive. He's a POW for whatever reason. You know, he spent 10 years.
That's even more scary to me.
But still, like, he wasn't in your life beyond circumstances. Yeah. Let's look at 12 Years a Slave. Did you watch the movie?
Yeah.
When homeboy came home, you know,
they was grown.
They were grown, yes. But,
with
you
kids.
know, and a new daddy in the house. And, you know, main man shook his hand like.
He was not the new daddy. He was his daughter's husband.
Yeah, but he was the new man, head of the household.
I mean, true.
So that's what I'm saying. So, like, and now he has to relinquish that.
Yeah.
But, you know, had, you know, main man come from doing the bid, you know, it would have been different.
It would have. But I'm saying, like, I'm a critical thinker. So if you were Brody, and you've been in Iraq for 10 years held captive, when you come back, it's not going to be with open arms. Dog, I'm sorry.
You wouldn't have gave Brody the open arms?
I mean, he probably would have got the open arms, but I probably would have been like, you probably need to stay in a hotel for a little while because, like, I don't know you. I don't know you anymore. 10 years, you a whole... It showed you a whole different person, dog. You know what I'm saying? You a whole different person. And I'm a whole different person. So I might not be who you thought I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That thing curved the mic now. Not Brody.
Yo, the show's over now. So y'all have a good one. Thanks for listening again. Thanks for the love.
Appreciate it.
All right. Good night.